You are too available, too easy to understand, too desperate for acceptance. You enter a room and your posture begs for approval. You smile without reason. You nod even when you disagree. You chatter to fill the quiet because silence makes you feel insignificant. The world notices this. People are predators by nature. They do not need to be cruel to sense vulnerability. They only need to be human. When they detect your hunger for their validation, they instinctively withdraw their respect. They categorize you, the category of the pleasant person, the safe bet, the helper. And once you are placed there, you become harmless, and harmless men are forgotten. But there exists another kind of man, a man whose presence does not ask for attention, but takes it. A confidence so complete, so substantial it unsettles people, not because it is aggressive, but because it is unfamiliar. It is the confidence of a man who does not need the tribe's approval because he has constructed his own sovereignty. The ancient strategist understood this secret. He whispered it to rulers in shadowed courts. He knew that to command, one must not seek to be loved. Love is unreliable. Love is granted by choice. But fear, respect born of awe, that is a chain which cannot be broken. Today, this is not about self-esteem. This is not about positive thinking. This is a dissection of your current character. We will cut away the weak flesh and suture in the mentality of a ruler. You will learn how to become psychologically formidable. But be warned, once you cross this line, you cannot return. People will treat you differently. The warmth of fitting in will disappear, replaced by the chill of respect. If you prefer the comfort of being overlooked, stop now. But if you are ready to move the pieces instead of being moved, listen carefully. Here is the incomplete loop. The reason you feel weak is not a lack of strength. It is because you are leaking power. You are losing authority in 7 specific ways every single day. Stop the leak and the pressure builds. When the pressure builds, you become a force. Let us begin. The first law, kill the nice guy. You have been taught a lie. Since childhood, you were told that if you are nice, the world will be nice in return. That if you are polite, you will be rewarded. That if you follow the rules, you will be safe. Look at your life. Is it working? Or are those who break the rules winning? Are those who take what they want advancing? The strategist wrote, "A man who wishes to make a profession of goodness in everything must necessarily come to grief among so many who are not good." Meaning, if you play by the rules of niceness in a game where others play for power, you will be ruined. Niceness is a survival tactic for the weak. It is a plea for mercy. It says, "I will not harm you, please do not harm me." It is surrender before the battle even starts. Formidable confidence begins when you replace nice with civil. There is a difference. Civility is a choice. It is a code you impose upon yourself because you are disciplined. Niceness is a reflex. It is an automatic response to avoid conflict. The formidable man is civil. He holds the door. He speaks with calm. He uses manners. But behind his eyes is a wall. He does not do it for your affection. He does it because he holds himself to a standard. If you cross him, the civility disappears, not into anger, but into ice. When you stop trying to be liked, you become unpredictable, and unpredictability is the foundation of psychological power. Consider the boss who always shouts. He is irritating but not frightening. You know what he wants. He wants to vent. He is a child. Now consider the boss who never raises his voice, the one who watches you in total silence when you err. The one who speaks softly, slowly, and smiles without his eyes changing. That man is formidable. Why? Because you do not know his plans. You do not know your standing. He has detached his emotions from the exchange. To become this, you must stop smiling by default. Observe yourself for 1 week. How often do you smile when you are not pleased? How often do you laugh at a joke that is not amusing? This is submissive signaling. It is a biological signal to the alpha in the room that you are not a threat. End it. Keep your face neutral. Let your eyes rest on people without rushing to reassure them. When you stop signaling submission, people will become uneasy. They will ask, "Are you okay? Are you angry?" That discomfort they feel is the shift in power. That is them realizing they can no longer read you. You have become a closed book in a room of open magazines. The second law, the vacuum of silence. Most people are addicted to noise. They fear the pause. Watch two insecure people converse. They talk over each other. They interrupt. They rush to fill every moment of quiet because silence feels like judgment. They throw words into the void to build a bridge, desperate for connection. The strategic mind does the opposite. He creates the void. Silence is not empty. Silence is a vacuum, and nature abhors a vacuum. When you stay silent, you generate a psychological gravity. Others, driven by their anxiety, will rush to fill that silence. They will reveal things they did not intend to say. They will negotiate against themselves. They will offer you power just to end the discomfort. Here is how you weaponize this. When asked a question, do not answer immediately. Wait 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Look at them. Maintain eye contact, then answer. In those 3 seconds, their mind races. Did I offend him? Was the question foolish? What is he thinking? You have destabilized their certainty before speaking a word. When you do speak, speak slower. Rapid speech is a sign of anxiety. It signals that you fear interruption or that you believe your time is not valuable enough to claim. Slow speech signals that you expect to be heard. It signals you have nowhere else you would rather be and no one you fear. Imagine a king issuing a decree. Does he hurry? Does he stumble? No. He speaks as if the world waits for his punctuation. If you are interrupted, do not raise your voice. Do not become angry. Simply stop. Stop talking completely. Keep your eyes on the person who interrupted you. Let the silence hang. Let the room feel the rudeness of their action. Usually they will falter, apologize, or trail off. Then you continue at the exact same volume from the exact same point. You did not fight for the floor. You simply showed them that you own it. The third law, starve the golden calf. The golden calf is external validation. It is the idol you worship each time you check your phone for likes, each time you fish for a compliment, each time you explain yourself to someone who does not matter. You cannot have formidable confidence if you are addicted to approval. If I can control your self-worth by giving you a compliment, I own you. If I can ruin your day with an insult, I own you. You are a puppet and your emotions are the strings. To become formidable, you must cut the strings. You must reach a point of emotional zero. This does not mean you are a machine. It means your self-perception is an internal fortress. It is closed to the public. If someone calls you a genius, you think, I know what I am. If someone calls you a fool, you think, I know what I am. Neither statement moves the needle. When you meet someone who does not need you to like them, it is disturbing. We are accustomed to the social barter system. I validate you, you validate me. When you opt out of that transaction, you become a glitch in the system. People will try harder to impress you. They will try to provoke you to get a reaction. This is the test. The strategist said, he who seeks to deceive will always find someone who will allow himself to be deceived. He also knew that he who seeks to provoke will always find someone weak enough to react. When you are challenged, when you are insulted, your instinct is to defend, to explain, to fight back. Do not. Defense implies the attack wounded you. Explanation implies the accuser has the authority to judge you. Instead, use agreement and amplification, or the blank stare. If someone says you are arrogant, the insecure man argues, no, I am not. I am just confident. The formidable man says, I have been called worse by better people. Or he simply says, okay, and returns to his work. By refusing to defend yourself, you render their weapon useless. You show them their opinion of you has no value in your world. There is nothing more unsettling to a narcissist or a bully than a target who is simply bored by them. The fourth law, posture of the apex. Your mind leads your body, but your body also hacks your mind. You cannot feel like a ruler if you are curled like a shrimp. You cannot feel dangerous if you shrink to occupy less space. Look at how you are sitting now. Are your legs tightly crossed? Are your shoulders hunched? Is your head down? Expand. The strategic stance is open. It exposes the vital organs. This seems counterintuitive. In a fight, you protect your vitals, but in social dynamics, exposing your chest and stomach signals a lack of fear. It signals, I am not afraid of you, I do not need to shield myself, occupy space. Rest your arm on the empty chair beside you. Spread your legs. When you stand, stand with weight on both feet, grounded. And the eyes are the weapon. Most people have scanning eyes. They dart around the room, checking exits, checking faces, searching for threats or friends. This is prey behavior. A deer scans, a rabbit scans, a lion focuses. Train your eyes to move slowly. When you look at something, look at it. Lock on. Absorb the information. When you shift your gaze, move it smoothly to the next point. When you walk, do not deviate. Have you ever walked down a hallway and done the awkward shuffle with someone approaching? You go left, they go left, you apologize, you shrink. The formidable man chooses a line and walks it. He does not look at the other person's face. He looks past them at his destination. Physics and psychology agree, the object with the most momentum wins. When you walk with absolute purpose, people will instinctively move aside. They will feel the wave of your intention and part like the sea. It is not arrogance, it is vector. You have a destination, they do not. Therefore you win the space, the fifth law, the withdrawal of supply. We exist in an economy of attention. Attention is the currency. Your mistake is giving your currency away for free. You are always available. You answer texts immediately. You say yes to every invitation. You stay late at parties even when bored. Supply and demand. If you are always there, your value is zero. The strategist advised the ruler to be seen but to keep his distance. Familiarity breeds contempt. If you want to unsettle people with your importance, you must become scarce. You must be willing to walk away. In every negotiation, in every relationship, in every interaction, the person most willing to walk away holds all the power. If you fear losing the woman, she owns you. If you fear losing the job, the boss owns you. If you fear losing the friend owns you. Practice the art of the exit. Leave the party while it is still enjoyable. Leave the conversation while it is still interesting. Be the one to end the call. Create an incomplete loop in their minds. When you leave before they are finished with you, you create a hunger. They wonder, where is he going? What is he doing? Is he meeting someone more important? You become a mystery, and mystery is the breeding ground of both attraction and fear. Do not explain your absence. I have to go. Why? I have things to do. That is sufficient. The weak man provides an itinerary. I have to go feed my cat and then do laundry. Boring, ordinary, human. The formidable man simply vanishes into his purpose. This applies to your emotional availability as well. Do not spill your trauma to new acquaintances. Do not tell everyone your weaknesses. Keep your cards close. In a world of oversharing, the man who keeps his secrets is the man who holds the power. The sixth law. Competence is the only real confidence. Everything discussed so far, posture, silence, withdrawal, these are tactics. But tactics without foundation are merely manipulation. And eventually manipulation collapses. To be genuinely confident, to be truly formidable, you must be dangerous. I do not mean physically violent, though physical fitness helps. I mean you must be competent. You must be skilled at what you do. The strategist did not just tell the ruler to act like a king. He told him to study war, to study history, to understand the terrain. If you are incompetent, your silence is not mysterious. It is confusing. Your stare is not intense. It is unsettling. You need to build a stack of proof. Your mind is not foolish. It knows if you are a failure. You can look in the mirror and repeat affirmations all day, but if you have achieved nothing, your mind will whisper you are a liar. Confidence comes from the undeniable evidence of your own capability. It comes from accomplishing difficult things. It comes from keeping promises to yourself. When you know you can solve the problem, you do not panic. The surgeon does not panic. When the patient bleeds, he goes to work. He is calm because he is competent. If you want to unsettle people, become the best in the room at something. It could be your profession. It could be your ability to listen. It could be your ability to analyze a situation. When you speak, you must be correct, or at least you must be thoughtful. The strategist warned that a ruler who relies on the advice of others is easily overthrown. You must have your own mind, you must read. You must think. You must challenge your own biases. When you combine high competence with profound silence, you become a monolith. People understand that when you do speak, it will be the solution. They look to you in a crisis. And that is the ultimate form of dominance. Not the one who shouts the loudest, but the one everyone watches when the structure is burning. The seventh law, the willingness to be the villain, this is the final obstacle, the one that trips everyone. You fear being the bad person. You fear that if you set a boundary, people will call you selfish. You fear that if you say no, people will call you rude. You fear that if you succeed, people will call you arrogant. Let them. To rule your own life, you must accept that in someone else's story, you will be the villain. You cannot prioritize your own existence without disappointing others. It is mathematically impossible. If you work on your business, you disappoint your drinking friends. If you save your money, you disappoint those who want to spend it. If you choose your self-respect, you disappoint those who used to walk over you. The strategist wrote, "It is necessary for a prince wishing to hold his own to know how to do wrong, and to make use of it, or not according to necessity." He is not saying be evil. He is saying be willing to be disliked for the right reasons. The formidable man accepts his role. He does not try to convince the parasite that he is a good host. He simply removes the parasite. When you stop fearing the label of selfish, you become free. Can you help me move this weekend? No, wow, you are selfish. If that is how you see it, end of discussion. You do not owe the world your time. You do not owe the world your energy. You owe your potential the right conditions to grow. If protecting your peace makes you a villain in the eyes of the chaotic, then wear the black hat with pride. The moment you accept that you do not need to be the hero in everyone else's story is the moment you become the director of your own. So how do you assemble this? How do you walk out your door tomorrow as a different man? You do not do it all at once. You do it by shifting the geometry of your interactions. Tomorrow, walk slower. Tomorrow, wait 3 seconds before answering any question. Tomorrow, do not smile unless you genuinely feel joy. Tomorrow, do not apologize for occupying space. You will feel resistance. Your inner nice guy, that servant who has run your life for years, will scream. He will say, "They hate us. We are being strange. Fix it." Let him scream. Watch him die. It will feel cold at first. The air around you will change. People will stop patting your back and start looking you in the eye. The casual chatter will stop, and the respect will begin. You will realize the unease you inspire is not fear of physical harm. It is fear of the unknown. It is the awe of witnessing a human being who is fully, unapologetically sovereign. Most people are fragmented. They are pieces of their parents, pieces of their trauma, pieces of society. When they see a whole man, a unified mind, it shakes them. It reminds them of everything they are not. That is the power of the outlier. You are not here to blend in. You are here to become a landmark, a rigid, immovable object in a river of drifting debris. The strategist did not write for the masses. He wrote for the few who had the stomach to rule. Do you? Confidence is not a feeling, it is a weapon. Pick it up. Use it to kill the servant. Use it to protect the kingdom. Become the thing they fear so you can finally be the man you respect.